How to get work on your own through self submissions. Whether you are in between agencies, never want to have an agency, or have a non exclusive with an agency, you will probably do self submissions at some point in your career. You will absolutely need digitals to do these self submissions. You can learn more about that in Modelesque Toolkit. So I suggest doing them at least every 6 months, if not more often. You need an online presence. It takes very little effort and money to have an online presence, and I highly suggest that you do it. You are doing yourself a disservice by not having an online. You have a website, hopefully, with your portfolio and contact easy to find. You have an email that's easy to remember and will show up when you Google your name. And also, your social media should showcase your latest work and potentially your profile. I have had many clients over the years tell me that they forget what agency I'm with. A lot of agencies have similar names. These clients are meeting thousands of models, hundreds of agencies every year that they're dealing with and emailing. They can't remember where you are. Sometimes you've moved agencies. Sometimes the agency has changed names. If they can Google your name and find a way to contact you, you will get more bookings. You will retain more clients if people can find you. So, having an online presence, again, is something that takes little effort, a little bit of investment of time and money, and can really bring you back a great ROI. As for the website, I suggest having a paid domain. It has benefited me heavily, but you don't have to. If you do, choose something that's easy, like Lena Coco Hunter is mine. I could have also chose Lena Coco or Lena Hunter or Model Lena Coco or Model Lena Hunter. You want to make it so that it's easy and it's going to show up when they Google you. The price is typically under $15 a year. And if anybody's trying to charge you more than that, they're trying to scam you. There are so many providers that give you paid domains under $15 a year for .com. And like I said, the benefits of you showing up on Google easier when they just type in your name, and also getting to have a custom email. So there are both free and paid options for websites. At the very least, you should get a free one. I have WordPress. There's also Wix and Squarespace. There are many others that offer free and paid options, but these are the three that I know of and trust. If you would like me to go more in depth on this, let me know. As for the design and content, you want to keep it simple, update it often, showcase your portfolio is the key. Also, showcase any other skills you have. Clients love to connect with you on a deeper level and see you as more than a model. I hate that saying, but they love to say it. They're like, you're more than a model because you have hobbies. Like, everyone has hobbies, but you have to like put it on a silver platter for them. Also, have easy to find contact info. Don't make them go searching for it. Make it easy to find and easy to click on. And include your current representation so that they go to them when they're booking you for those kinds of jobs or that town or whatever the situation is. If you would like, you can add your measurements and digitals. You may not want to do that. Be aware that if you do have an agency, they will have your measurements and digitals, most likely public. So if you're worried about it, the fact that it's public, like it's probably already public, but it's up to you and your comfort levels. As for the email, whether you are getting it through a paid domain or through a service like Google and Gmail, you want to make it easy to remember, keep it simple. Refrain from using profanity or special characters. This can make you end up in the spam folders. You are emailing marketing departments and companies that have filters to keep from dealing with harassing emails and spam. And if you have a lot of profanity or special characters in your email, you will probably end up in that filter. Also, have a signature at the end of your email that points back to your websites and socials, like the example given here. You don't have to type out the URL of your Instagram or socials. You could just put @ and then your handle, or not include those at all. You could just have the website if that's all you would like to have. Of course, do what works for you. When it comes to social media, I do think that it is an awesome free way to get more exposure and showcase your portfolio. So at the very least, you should have an Instagram that has your portfolio. You could update it once a month. It doesn't have to be an everyday thing, but I barely even go on my Instagram. I will just disappear off of it for a whole month sometimes. And yet I'm always getting messages and job offers and bookings. So I do think it works. Everyone I know who is active and at least has their portfolio on there gets contacts, gets bookings, gets offers. So I do suggest it. It is free. If you want me to go more in depth about social media and the different ways that you could do it without it feeling stressful, there are apps that can post for you. So you could just go in and schedule those posts, things like that. Let me know and we can do a section on that. As for the username on your socials, again, keep it easy to remember and simple. Refrain from using profanity and special characters because that can get you blocked a lot easier and clients may just not like it. But again, always choose consciously. If that's a choice you want to make, then go ahead and match your website if it's available. This will help you with Google SEO, also known as search engine optimization. So when someone Googles my name, the first page or two or even three pages are all my links and come back to me because I have made them all Lena Coco Hunter and they're all uniform for that reason because it makes Google happy. Back to the social media aspect, on Instagram, at the bare minimum, have a profile with your portfolio. If you would like to go the extra mile and be active, of course, do some behind the scenes on set, behind the scenes in your life, not just in modeling, but taking care of your dog or going to basketball games or whatever it is you do in your life. And your new work, post that and tag everybody involved. That is a great free way to get more exposure and show people that you're working. Your bio should be full and should make sense to getting what you want. So if you are wanting model bookings, you should make it clear that you are a model and how you would like people to contact you. I have heard many clients say that it is very confusing nowadays to tell who is a model and who is not. Because if you do not list it in your bio, they think that you may just be a pretty person who knows how to use Photoshop or knows your angles or just likes style or likes fashion. There are so many people who now look like models on the internet that they don't really know. So make it clear that you're a model. Make it clear how you want to be contacted. If you want them to DM you, say DM me for booking inquiries, or if you want them to email, and also include your representation if you have and your location so they know where you are. It can be confusing, although it may be obvious to you where you live, it's not obvious to everybody else. If you have multiple links you want people to know about, try link in bio or flow code. I use and love flow code. If you would like me to do some information on that, please let me know in the comments. A bio should have all of your information, like I said, saying that you're a model. You can see here I say book me for acting, modeling, or Modelesque one-on-one below. So I'm telling them exactly what I want them to do. But a great hack is to become a business or creator account. And then I don't have to use those precious 150 characters on my email or my location because you are given an email button option and you can add the location like you see at the bottom. It's in blue because it's a link that just shows them the map of Los Angeles. But you're able to then not have to add all of that in the small amount of characters Instagram gives you for your bio. And you also get insights so you can see how many people are clicking on your links and if they're coming to your profile and stuff like that. And that can be useful information. Conflict of interest. So we've talked about conscious choices before. Make a conscious choice when you are posting. Recognize that basically everybody is now advertising themselves. Your Instagram is an advertisement of who you are, what you believe in, and what you want to be booked for. And if you are going to post a lot about alcohol and getting drunk and being really sloppy, there are going to be some clients who don't want to work with you. If you're going to post a lot about smoking cigarettes or marijuana, there are going to be some companies who don't want to work with you. If you are going to post a lot of sexual or vulgar kind of talk and videos or post nudity, there are going to be some companies who don't want to work with you. And that's okay. There are also going to be companies who do want to work with you because of these things. This is about making a conscious choice. Now, of course, if you are doing illegal activity, underage drinking or smoking, if you're excessively drinking, if you're drunk driving, if even if you're just driving and filming at the same time, you're breaking the law. So be careful with that one. Stop showing people how you committing crimes. Um, there could be clients that don't want to work with you because of these things. Big corporations like Target and Walmart quite frequently will look up all of their models' social media before confirming them for big campaigns. So I do know that it's something they look into. I've heard it from clients' mouths and from agents. So you just want to be aware of that when you're posting. If you want to make that your brand, like Jersey Shore was all about drinking and partying, and they're all multi-millionaires, or I think they're successful. I haven't checked lately. Um, but they got things out of it, and they had companies that wanted to work with them because of it. But you just have to consciously make that decision and understand that those are the companies who are then going to be contacting you, and it's not going to be Target and Walmart. And if you wanted Target and Walmart, you are literally sabotaging yourself. So that's what I mean when I say consciously choose these things. So now we know that clients can find you through Google and social media and your own website. How do you find them? By reaching out. So you want to start by doing your own research. Start with companies you already know and use. You are probably their target customer, and it's going to be really easy for them to picture you in an ad, and they are going to probably respond to you a little bit better. And look for those marketing department emails utilizing Google and LinkedIn and sometimes social media to find these contacts and emails. You want to keep a spreadsheet of who you are contacting so you're not annoying them, writing them an email every other week. And also be patient. Give them time to get back to you. They may be busy, they may be out of the office, they may be sick. Be patient, but you can follow up maybe every 6 months or every 4 months. Pick a number and decide that, okay, you can go back through that spreadsheet and you can email some of them who hadn't written you back. When you are emailing a cold contact, that means that you don't have a relationship with them yet. When you have a relationship, that would be a warm contact. You have warmed them up. Everything in the black would be the template of the email that you would leave. And then the blue stuff is the stuff you absolutely need to delete and replace with your own stuff. And if you would like to switch up the part that I wrote in black, of course, be my guest. It's all about you and your success. If you were emailing, keep it really simple. Everybody's busy. Make the email really easy to read, and so they know exactly why you're emailing them. Get straight to the point. Put those links to portfolios. Avoid putting the pictures in the email itself. That can get you sent to spam or just not loaded, or maybe they just don't want to look at it because its size is weird on their phone or their computer when they open the email. So links are best. If you are going to be messaging them on social media or sending this message through a DM, I highly suggest that you follow and engage with them thoroughly, genuinely. I have had many companies say that they have had models and influencers contact them without following or liking or engaging, and that they take that very offensively and they basically just ignore your email or DM. Because if you can't take 5 minutes to support them in a free way that really helps to help the algorithm push their items, it helps for social proof, then why would they want to hire you? Why would they want to help you? Why would they want to give you free stuff if you're emailing them about free stuff or influencing? So make sure you follow, engage. They do pay attention to that stuff. And then try and showcase the type of modeling you want to book. So that way, if that client then comes back and looks at your profile, it's very easy for them to picture you in their brand and in their advertisements. There are also modeling apps you can utilize to find jobs and self submit. Ones like Agent, Newbook, and Swipecast have all worked for me. They're in the cities I live and model in, like Los Angeles and New York. I do not know all of the cities that they are in because they're constantly expanding that. And I don't have a model to ask in those other cities of whether or not it's good for them. But they have been good for me in Los Angeles and in New York. They pay quicker than any agency ever. The number one amazing thing about these apps, although they do still take a 10% commission from you, it's not the 20 that agencies take, and they pay you within 72 hours. It's amazing. It goes into either your PayPal or Stripe account. If you want me to go more in depth on these apps, let me know. And you do have to get approved on these apps. You will submit an application and then they will decide whether or not they allow you on the app. Casting sites. Now, these are acting sites. I wrote sides, sorry about that, that have modeling jobs. So they're more about acting, and you do have to pay to be on these websites. Whereas the apps take a commission like agencies, you do not pay them per job. These casting sites, you will pay a fee and you do not pay them per job. These you pay per job, 10% every job. These you do not. You pay a yearly or a monthly fee depending on which plan you want to go with. Actors Access is heavily actor stuff, but does have some model stuff, some trophy girl stuff, some music videos, things like that every once in a while. Backstage has everything of everything. They have lots of acting and lots of different types of modeling jobs, test shoots, promo stuff, trade show stuff, music videos, sometimes spokeswomen stuff, all kinds of stuff. But they do have a little bit more of sketchy listings sometimes. They're not as thorough with vetting their clients. So you want to be a little bit careful. But it's really easy to spot the ones that aren't good, and they usually get taken down. So with Actors Access and casting networks, when a client applies, they have to go through an approval process and then their breakdown gets listing. Whereas Backstage allows them to list it right away, and you could apply while Backstage is still reviewing it. So then, like a week later, Backstage has figured out that casting's not good and has taken it down. So that's what I mean when there's like some sketch stuff on there. Like it eventually gets taken down, but you're able to see it while Backstage people are still reviewing it. So be careful and read everything thoroughly. Casting Networks is one that you may already have if you have a modeling agency. They have a lot of on camera commercial work. And again, they'll have things like trophy modeling and trade show modeling and just other types of listings. So, no matter where you are submitting, you're probably going to need cards at some point. You can print these cards at home at FedEx, or your local print shops will have a package deal on printing cards typically. On those cards, you are going to want your headshot on the front, a full length on the back, your measurements, and your contact info. So, starting with the name and email, you're going to want to choose photos that have space for you to add your name, email, and measurements. So, go ahead and practice that in whatever photo editing app you have until you find the right photo. And you want to make sure that text is easily visible. So, using white or black is usually the most efficient. As you can see here over on the second photo, towards the bottom where it is my hair dark brown, I changed the D to white because it's on my black boot. And then I changed the K to black because it's on the white background. So you could even do like that where some of the letters are white and some of them are black because sometimes that's just the photo. As for adding those measurements, you're going to add bust, waist, hips, hair, eyes, shoes, and if you would like, you could add your jean size or dress size. Also, for these cards, if you would like, you could just do a one-sided card. Maybe you're printing it at home. Maybe you don't have the budget to pay for a front back side card like this one. You could do just even one photo, two photos, or four photos like this on the front. And these are my digitals. If you're printing out the card, most of the time you're actually going to put some portfolio photos, but I just showed the example with digitals. At the very least, if you have no book and you have nothing to put on a card like this yet, you're just starting, which a lot of you may be at that level, then you would just put some fresh digitals. And again, you could put one of up to 4 photos. And then make sure it has your name, your contact info, and your measurements. Like you see, I put them here at the bottom. So this would just be a one-page printout. You could even do it on some regular paper. It's not the highest quality, but it will work because you always want to have something to leave behind so the client can remember you, your face, contact you, and know your measurements. Where you to buy a book, I can't speak at the moment, where you can buy a book. So if you want a digital book, you could buy that at Apple, Best Buy, Target, or refurbished sites, or even eBay to buy an iPad or an Android tablet or a Samsung tablet, whichever tablet is going to allow you to download photos onto it. And if you want a more traditional picture book, you could go somewhere like Staples art supply stores or photography stores will have the type of book that you need. Invoicing is something you will have to do as self submitting. So, with those apps, they are going to invoice for you. If you are applying through the casting websites, they are not going to invoice for you. So, you would have to invoice. And of course, if you're doing it through DM on Instagram or email, you're going to have to invoice. So, you want to get things in writing. I always suggest getting everything through email as possible because Instagram DMs can be deleted from the sender's end. So they could promise you a price and then delete it later when you're not looking. Send through email or apps. So there are some apps like QuickBooks and other different programs that can send your invoice for you. And you want to include on that invoice your contact information, the rate that you agreed to, the date of the shoot so they can remember because they're usually quite busy doing multiple shoots. They may forget which shoot is which. Making that information easy for them to find means that they are more likely to approve that invoice right away and get you paid. And then put a thank you at the bottom. Personalize it to how you speak and your personality. I have put a download of this invoice. You could also Google invoice templates. And like I said, there's also apps. That is everything you need to know for now on self submitting and getting work on your own. If you feel I missed anything or have any comments or questions, please leave them below. As always, I would love to hear if this is working for you and share that with me through email. Or if you would like to publicly share it, please use the hashtag Modelesque Mindset so I can find it. And if you would like to book a one-on-one, the link is provided.